Hello, everybody. Hope you all had a wonderful Sunday. Today's date is July the 16th of 2023. I don't know if it's a good idea for me to date this show, because with dates comes with, when you date things, you might feel some type of way about certain things and things change and you can refer to the dates, look back at it. But that's neither here nor there because I don't know if it's a good idea for me to date this show or not, but I think I might start doing that. Excuse me. But this YouTube video right here, I want to discuss more on relationship gurus, and this thought been weighing on my mind for some time. And when it comes to dating and relationship, people want to be successful. I get that. People want to get with somebody who they feel that is very, very desirable. We all want this somebody who, complete us. We want to get with somebody who we want, and we want them to feel the same way as we feel, which is very understandable. We want love, compassion, we want understanding with our partners. We want that kind of romance that other people have. And we do anything by all means to get that, especially a lot of guys. Because I noticed that relationship guru is catered towards guys because usually it's the men that pursue women. Now, we living in a century and a day and age where women now approaching men. Women approach men they like. But the point of this video right here, I want to discuss, should you listen to relationship gurus? If you want to, yes. But I want to get my take on this. I don't think that it's wise for people to listen to relationship gurus. Of course, you might have somebody who a certified therapist when it comes to like marriage counseling and stuff. Yes, because they're like certified, they certified when it comes to like dating and a relationship, when it comes to like marriage and people keeping marriages together. But I would say the best advice that I can give you is to be who you are. Be yourself. Now, mind you now, out of the years that I've been on this, as I've been dating, out of all the years, and some of the relationships I've been in, and I'm talking about some of the good ones I had, like some of the ones that I've been successful with, had successful dates. Many of it came from me not listening to relationship gurus. They just like who I am. Like, of course I made a few mistakes here and there, but by me listening to relationship gurus, it's like it just don't work out for me, because usually these dating coaches and stuff, they give you things that might work for them or might work for the next person, but everybody is different. For example, let me give you an example. We all want to we all have our own ways of attracting people. You might find some women that like men who's very chivalrous, and they may not be in this nation to be too chivalrous. Of course, that's like a common thing, especially when you first meet somebody, you being a little chivalry or whatever. And some guys, relationship coaches might tell you, you don't need to be too chivalrous, but yeah, be a gentleman. And a guy might try doing that because they think they can get them access to the woman, get her to like him, or whatever his agenda is for her. And she may be the type that say, okay, thank you, but you don't gotta do that because I can open my own doors. I can open my own doors. I don't need no help for anything, but thank you anyway. They don't really get a woman to like you. However, if you be yourself and that's not really in you, to be chivalrous, then it's just not in you. I'm not saying that there's really no right and wrong way. The only wrong way that I can tell you is you not being authentic. That's the wrong way when it comes to dating. You know, a person, you want to get with a person who like you for who you are. Now, on the other hand, there's a difference between being yourself and being inappropriate. Sure, you can be yourself, you can act free, I understand, but to a degree, you don't want to be too inappropriate. For example, if you at home, let's say you eat and drink, and you start burping. You burp out loud when you're at home because it's just a habit. But you going like to a nice restaurant and everything, you don't want to display inappropriate things that can draw attentions and embarrass people around you. Maybe that's what you do, but you know that's very embarrassing. You know that's kind of inappropriate. I wouldn't recommend it, but hey, you may have some women that like that, or you might have some men that like that. If you're a woman who's dating a man, you might have them that might like that. But I'm really talking more towards men in that aspect. This video right here is for men, really, because of course I'm a man and I can relate, and I'm sure that stuff can apply to women as well. But being yourself is one thing that'll work 100%. Being yourself. I'm not saying that you would get the date because we all isn't successful, but there's a chance that she might like you for who you are. Tell her about yourself. Act the same way as you would act normally. Do things you enjoy. Find out if you two connect and click. And she'll know that if she like you. Just because you had an unsuccessful date with a few women doesn't mean it's the end of the world. I've been on dates before, and I'll be honest with you. By me giving some advice, of course, I've been young then. I've been a little bit younger, even up until now, maybe like a year or so, when I last been out on a date. Some of it was unsuccessful, and I realized that not just listening to relationship gurus, but also listening to other people about what I should and shouldn't do, and end up being not successful because by me not being myself, I try to have a persona of myself that really isn't me. And for some reason, a lot of women can sense that. They can sense that you're not being authentic. And to a lot of people, that's a turnoff because you're trying to try hard to impress her. You don't have to try hard to impress anybody. Just be yourself. And when it comes to these dating coaches and relationship gurus, I say shame on them because they making money off of insecure people. People who are insecure about themselves. They're actually making money off of them. And it's amazing how much money people spend to have a dating coach session and everything. People spend big bucks off of them. And I know a few relationship coach and even some relationship gurus who are women. And me, myself, of course, I didn't pay for any. I just listened to free dating advice on YouTube. One of them I know in particular is, I try to remember her name, Alapina Pointy. I can't remember. She's a woman who's a dating coach. I think she's Hispanic. Or either white Hispanic. Alapina Pointy. I think that's her name. I was listening to her, and some of the stuff she said, I start believing it and everything. And she giving out certain advices, but I think her advice I wouldn't say that she was wrong, but some of her advice that she gives is based off of how a lot of women like her think, but not every woman think like her. That's why she's more broad with certain things, and she made it sound good. And a lot of guys, she kind of catered more towards men. And I was actually listening to her and actually talked to other women about their take on certain things. Out of all the women I talked to, each of them are different. They like different things. Some of them like a man who's more calm and generous and very meekful and humble. And you got some women that like guys who are very rude and very, very rough. He got a little edge on him. You got some women that like that. I mean, there's no need to shame a woman because she has certain preference, or you might think that that's not good for her. Every woman is different. And you even have some women that like a guy that's, he's very business minded. He's more focused, and he's very attentive. It all depends on the woman. Every woman is different. And another thing is too, what might work for one person may not work for another. Let me give you another example. With my case, and this is coming from me, I don't normally ask for a number from a girl. I don't ask for any numbers. Now, I do before, I have, and I've been successful at it. But normally, I don't really ask for numbers because I just find it more appealing for a woman to give me her number. That just shows that she's interested. Because normally a woman can just give you her number and she may not be interested. That's how I think. But normally, I don't ask for numbers. I just keep talking with her and get her to like me more. If she like me, I spend more time talking to her and let the vibe kick in. And if we connect, usually she'll give you her number, but she probably wants you to ask for her number, especially if the conversation going good and she admiring you. She normally, more likely, she will give you her number. She said, "Here's my number, call me." There you go. And you can actually tell us a woman is interested in you. Like when you see her and she see you and she smile at you, go for it. She kind of smile and she more welcoming. Go for it. But if she's not even looking at you and minding her business, just don't go for it. That's how I pick up women. Normally, I just have a conversation to her like I talk with anybody else. We just talk normally. And if she like me that way, I just give her the cue. That's my cue to talk with her. Or if I see somebody who's appealing to my eyes, I will go for it. But never, 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 ever follow relationship gurus. Go with what you know. Be yourself. Be authentic. Don't be afraid to love yourself first. Love yourself first and be yourself. Because you wouldn't want to be with anybody who don't love themselves and they trying to put on a front to try to impress you. Anybody want to be with somebody who's there, who are their authentic self, and they love who they are, and they love what they do. They do some of the things they enjoy. But save your money and save your time. Don't listen to relationship gurus, because I'm pretty sure a lot of marriages that's going on right now, a lot of them didn't really dealt with relationship gurus. Many of them they just went on a whim. They just get into relationships and they just lucked up and find somebody who's right for them, a perfect match. And of course, they didn't really have relationship gurus during my grandparents' time, of course. Relationship gurus are for insecure people. That's what they're really for, and to make money off of them. It's okay to learn more about how to be more tactful with what you do when it comes to dating. When I say tactful, I mean as in, know your environment and your surroundings, and know what place you're at. Like, say for instance, you don't want to approach anybody in the street, for example, because people are crazy now, and people are more, especially a lot of women, they have their walls up. And, you walking down the street and the guys try to approach you in the street. That's not really very tactful. But then again, you may have some women that like that. But to be on the safe side, just find a very suitable place where you're comfortable in. And maybe you are comfortable in approaching women in the street. But, just be tactful with what you do. Be comfortable. Whatever it is that you do, Just do it. Don't be afraid. Be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't think too hard about what you should and shouldn't say or the right things to say. Just flow. Just go with the flow and just talk. Well, this concludes this video on relationship gurus, and I hope you all got a little lesson out of this, and also you can apply this out to your daily lives. But remember, there's nobody in this world is like you. So you may as well be yourself, because everybody else is taken. And if you be yourself and a person you like don't like you back, trust me, somebody else will.